I'm not the biggest fan of vampire films, but there's something about Interview with the Vampire that I absolutely loved. And even on reflection, I can't quite put my finger on what it is. I think part of it's the performance, part of it's the narrative, and I think part of it as well is the pacing. It's got such a brilliant pacing where sometimes we're given the time to reflect on what's happened, and sometimes it's really action-packed and you never know what's right around the corner. I think it's got the balance spot on. And obviously the casting as well helps make this a little bit awesome. So this was released in 1994, directed by Neil Jordan, with a screenplay by Anne Rice, based on the novel by Anne Rice. And it stars, among others, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, and Antonio Banderas. And it was nominated for 2 Oscars, and the Oscars were the Best Art Direction and the Best Music, with an average score of 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb across just shy of 300,000 ratings. Now that's obviously absolutely fantastic. The description from IMDb is as follows. A vampire tells his epic life story, love, betrayal, loneliness, and hunger. And I have to say, I think what makes this really work is the fact that it is quite an epic narrative. We follow this vampire's journey from quite early into the story, all the way through, on some people that he encounters, and it's unpredictable. And I'd say it's unlike any other vampire film I've ever seen, because this vampire is not just bloodthirsty. Most vampire films, and I say most, obviously there are exceptions, most vampire films are just about how evil the vampire is, and, you know, they're savage, they just want to get blood as quickly as possible. But this one makes, I don't want to say humanizes the vampire, because I guess that's completely not correct. Louis is a vampire, not a human. He is, I believe, about 200 years old. But it gives him human-like qualities that we can relate to and make us think of him as something more than just a monster. And I think that was a really lovely touch. Another reason why I absolutely love this is Claudia. The character of Claudia, played here by Kirsten Dunst, is brilliant. I think that's such a great character. She adds a lot to it. Very well acted, very well performed. There's nothing about the acting in this that I don't like, and the cast does make it just that little bit more awesome. Louis is played by Brad Pitt, and he is just made for the role. He fits it completely. Visually, he looks amazing. I feel like he's got the right tone of voice. He's solemn enough to make it believable and emotional, but heated enough to be able to feel the passion that he feels for his story. Christian Slater is in this, as I said, Tom Cruise, Thandie Newton, and also Helen McCrory, who plays the second whore. I really like Helen McCrory. It's an absolutely sensational film. It's not massively long. I believe it's just over 2 hours. About 2 hours, which is not that bad at all. And I felt like my brain was engaged throughout, which for a vampire film doesn't happen that often, except maybe Fright Night. I really love this. I worried it would be overrated, that people would absolutely love it, and I just wouldn't get what the fascination was. But honestly, I truly enjoyed it. So if you're looking for a vampire film, even if you don't like vampire films, Interview with the Vampire may change your mind.